Phillip Russo, Executive Director for NAFA Fleet Management Association, says NAFA is focusing on issues concerning distracted driving and safety, as well as providing a selection of education with college credit for potential CAFM or CAFS.
Really, what's been a big topic recently has been distracted driving and safety, and I've really seen a lot of there's been a lot of chatter on that on our e-communities. NAFA has, I don't know, probably about a dozen or so e-communities for corporate fleet managers and for police fleet managers and for truck fleet managers, and there's been a lot of chatter about distracted driving. And so what we're doing is there's a summit down in Washington, D.C. at the end of this month, at the end of September, 2-day summit, and NAFA has been invited to go down and participate and to lend information to the Department of Transportation so that they can come up with either regulations or legislation all about distracted driving. So we're at the table with the lawmakers who are going to be talking about distracted driving. We'll also be having a webinar in the first week of October, free webinar for all of our NAFA Fleet Manager members, so we can talk about what is distracted driving, how can you prevent it as a fleet manager, what can you do to inform your drivers about that. And that is probably one of the other things that NAFA is doing really well, probably in the last year or so, is we're partnering with another group. In this instance, it's the National Safety Council. That's all they do is safety-related information. So National Safety Council is providing the speaker, they're providing the agenda, we're providing them the audience. So it's kind of a match made in heaven type of thing. And that's really what NAFA has been doing a lot of that lately. When issues do come up, another issue that's come up a lot is obviously greening your fleet and emissions and things like that. We partnered with the Environmental Defense Fund to come up with a greenhouse gas calculator. You can go on our website, click on this calculator, enter in some really easy basic fleet data and come up with what your carbon footprint is, and then there's some things that you can do to help reduce your carbon footprint. That's something that if NAFA had to do that on their own, probably would have taken months, if not years, to do, and a couple $1,000s, tens of thousands of dollars. Environmental Defense Fund was already working on those things. They came to us and said, can you help us do that? Partnered naturally with them to do that. Another great partnership that we just came up with probably about a year or so ago was partnering with Ferris State University out in Michigan, along the lines with our certification program. So now anybody who goes through our CAFM program, Certified Automotive Fleet Manager program, if you pass that, you are now eligible for college credits through Ferris State University. And it's a great partnership. They wanted to reach into this profession, Ferris State wanted to. We wanted to be able to offer something else to our members who graduated from our certification program, and now we have them college credit eligibility through Ferris State. The other part that we're doing that we've heard from our members saying, well, I don't know that I want to be a fleet manager per se. I work in the fleet department. I only do a portion of fleet management. I have a boss who's a fleet manager, or in the case of a corporate fleet manager, or in the case of a public service fleet manager, I only do a portion of fleet management. Say I only do shops, I only do parts, inventory, things along those lines. I don't necessarily want to be a CAFM, so we created a CAFS, Certified Automotive Fleet Supervisor program. Again, in response to what our members are telling us is important to them, what they need, we created this new certification program. So a lot of initiatives, all based on what members are telling us they need, what members are saying they want. One of the things that we have, a couple of things that we have boiling for 2010, is really addressing some very corporate fleet-centric ideas and what their needs are. We've heard from our members that said that they think that the NAFA has gone very heavy on the public service side of fleets. Our membership is probably about 60% public service fleets, 40% corporate fleet. But when people look at our board, they don't necessarily see that same reflection on our board. So we're looking at how do we develop a corporate advisory board? How do we develop a corporate committee? Just we have a public service fleet committee, or public service fleet group. We're going to do the same thing for the corporate side, just to give them better representation on the NAFA board, so their voice is heard in a louder voice on the NAFA board, so that their needs are met, so that they can become part of the full family. Not that they're not part of the family now, but so that they can feel that they're part of the full decision-making body of NAFA. So some really good positive things happening with NAFA and corporate fleets.